All right, Shalom. First and foremost, before I begin this lesson, I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Racha HaKodash. The honors go out to the apostles, Ellis Gray Millstone. Peace, salutation to the hopeful elect. All right, just a probably literally 5-minute or less video. I just want to put out this warning, or rather reminder, because I was thinking about it. As I was looking some things up, I was like, they do call it the age of information. They don't call it that for nothing. There is truly a lot of information and questions you may have that can be answered via the internet, right? But on the flip side, you still have to be careful, right? Because there's a lot of false doctrines, a lot of false information that be thrown around on the internet, right? So I got this definition of the word mindful, right? It says conscious or aware of something. Focusing one's awareness on the present moment. Not so much that. The first one. All right, it says aware of, conscious of, sensible of, alert to, acquainted with, careful of. All right? Watchful of. I'm going to go ahead and get a couple scriptures because you got to be very careful, dealing with the internet. You don't want to, go down a path that you don't belong, which is also why the scriptures say, get this, Sirach chapter 3, and I'm going to start at 21 to 23. It says, seek not out the things that are too hard for thee, neither search the things that are above thy strength. All right, and a lot of times if we have answers for certain things, we'll go to the internet. All right, and sometimes, certain questions you may have that may be, too deep, it's best to just leave it alone, because you might fuck around and look something up, and now you're going down this rabbit hole, and you start to hear things that start to, contradict what you know to be true. And you need to be very careful of that. All right, because although the internet is ultimately the unicorn created by Yahweh Shemel Shah to spread, the truth, Esau also uses it to throw out psyops, all right, such as flat earth. All right, verse 22, but what is commanded thee, think thereupon with reverence, for it is not needful for thee to see with thine eyes the things that are in secret. Be not curious in unnecessary matters, for more things are shewed unto thee than men understand. All right, now we're not saying don't look things up, especially if you're a young man, such as myself, you're going to be curious, you're going to want to know certain things. Just know your limits, all right? Don't go too far, all right? You don't need to be reading super deep into all these things either. All right, now, matter of fact, let me get this. Ecclesiastes 12 and 12, it says, and further, by these, my son, be admonished of making many books there is no end, and much study is a weariness of the flesh. All right, so you don't need to be reading until your eyelids close, you don't need to be. Now, we have certain books that we may go into, on the side, as side dishes, that connect with the scriptures, but you don't need to get so tied in to these books out here. Focus on the scriptures and things revolving around that. Now there's nothing wrong with picking up a novel and reading for fun and all that, but you get what I'm saying. All right, don't go to the deep end, man. Stay where you can touch. Stay where you're able to swim, And then especially dealing with the first scripture we brought out, don't worry about things that are too hard for thee, that aren't meant for thee to understand. All right, Jake don't need to be trying to look up what happened to the tribe of Dan. You don't need to get all into that, bro. All right, you don't need to get into, any super deep thing. Just keep it simple. All right, allow the Lord to feed you knowledge as you grow, because this thing is a thing of patience, and it's a thing of repetition. It's a thing of essentially, just like anything else, it's gradualism. It takes time to grow in the spirit and to become more knowledgeable, more patient, more humble. All these things are acquired over the span of time. It doesn't happen overnight. All right, so don't, feel the need to rush the process and, you just came in, you've been in for 2 months, now you're trying to cram in all these Revelations breakdowns. No, there's going to come a time where the Lord is going to give you pieces of it, and boom, here, boom, 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 and it's going to take time. All right, you think the apostles got to where they were over the span of a couple years? They've been in for 30 plus years, man. All right. I actually want to get another one dealing with how there's going to be a lot of false doctrines that be on the internet and certain things that may deceive you, or certain things that Esau Edom throws out there to try to rock you, to try to make you doubt. All right, which is why it's best to not even go into those things. Don't even put yourself in that situation. All right, Sirach 5:9, it says, "Winnow not with every wind, and go not into every way, for so doth the sinner that hath a double tongue." So winnow not with every wind, meaning don't get swayed with everything you see or read. All right, it was a big thing that brothers were putting out, I believe, a year or two ago about, making sure that an article is actually true. Don't just see a headline and then boom, you're running with it, because now you made a whole 30-minute lesson on something that didn't even happen. So it's just once again going back to the definition, which of course needs to be applied by myself first and foremost, just being mindful, right? Being very careful, because once again, we're in the age of information. You can look things up in the snap of a finger on your cellular device, your laptop, your PlayStation, whatever. But you also got to be careful because there's a lot of disinformation out there as well. All right, so with that said,